Well, good day. You're listening to this week's Speedway Tavern podcast with Chris Browne, Matt Buck and Michael Harris.
The criticism that was levelled at that signing at the beginning of the season, I don't think necessarily from Birmingham supporters, but from other quarters.
I saw someone or two with the pack your bags comments that were doing the rounds on social media earlier in the season.
He's been a revelation, hasn't he?
He's done well.
It's going to be interesting to see what he does when he gets into the main body of the team, and B, who's going to end up at reserve in place of him. I'm not sure who it will be. We would probably
the way things were going, it would have been Aldrich Costigaard. He would have been probably ended at reserve, wouldn't he?
Which would have been not a bad place. But so it's not going to be Terriani, you wouldn't. But then again, Ashley Morris just going from strength to strength. I
think he needs to whoever the mechanic he's got on a Monday on a Wednesday. I think he needs to turn up at Bomber on a Monday with him as well. So but I mean he was outstanding last week and looked really quick, didn't he? I mean, he had a exclusion in his first race,
which wasn't an exclusion, by the way, for me.
I thought it was harsh.
Yeah,
I thought it was harsh.
All fullback.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I thought so as well.
I thought it was a little bit picky to exclude him for that. To be
somebody
honest,
said, but his front wheel went up, so he was out of control. Yeah, because the guy in front of him put his back wheel where his front wheel was, and it went over the top of the.
That's right.
Anyway. But anyway, there was another exclusion as well that I thought.
I'm not so sure about that one, to be honest, because I mean we're sort of at the same angle, aren't we, on the track? I was obviously higher up, but
I mean when I first saw it, it looked like he'd just gone straight into him. Yeah, but I had a chat with the guys on the third and fourth bend, and they were absolutely adamant that he locked up in front of him. He virtually stopped, and that he had Snowman got nowhere to go. So,
of course, unfortunately, we're in a position where we've only got one view of it. So,
and it is interesting that there are different opinions about that incident, given where you were positioned on the track.
Yeah,
and from the referee's position, it possibly looked like, as I say, my initial thought was...
It looks like he's just gone and just cleaned him out, doesn't he? But
the lads on the third and fourth that were actually on the corners there, that manning the flags and so on, were absolutely adamant that the guy just locked up in front of them, virtually stopped, and that Nathan had got nowhere to go. I spoke to David Mason about it actually, and he said, it wasn't his fault, but the referee always excludes the guy behind. I'm not surprised. So that was he was quite philosophical.
Well, of course, David Mason's ex-rider, so he'll know that himself. So
I mean, I think it was the wrong decision, but I can understand why it was made. But Nathan wasn't quite the same person after that.
Yeah, I saw him hobbling around in the pits afterwards. I think that did knock a bit out of him, to be honest. But
cracking match, can't do better than the last heat decider, can you?
Yes, I've got to say, it's the first time I've ever been. I mean, in 30 years of watching speed, I've never seen a rider get excluded for not having any gloves.
Not having any gloves, yeah.
I mean, who was the referee?
Was it?
I think it was Chris Turner, yeah. Because he actually came down during the interval. He came down and was talking to a few people behind me. I couldn't quite catch what he was saying, but they were all congratulating him on his eyesight, because how on earth he saw that he had no gloves on from where he was.
I think he had a bit of help.
Yeah,
I'm not saying any more. Yeah, but I think he had a bit of help.
I think it was just that Sheffield probably. He'd already been excluded, of course, for not beating the 2 minutes.
2 minute time allowance.
I thought maybe, let's chance it and see what happens, but no.
I know that one of the guys on the track, on the flags, actually spotted that he hadn't got gloves on and tried to stop him.
Yeah.
And but I think he thought he was telling him about the 2 minutes time exclusion.
Yeah.
So he just carried on. Well, they can't do anything else, then, can you?
Well, you think you'd notice if he didn't have them on, wouldn't you? To be fair, but
yeah. Well, I suppose if he's lost the 2 minutes time allowance, he's obviously been racing against that, and I imagine that's what's happened. But I bet he doesn't do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet the gaffer wasn't very pleased with it.
I don't think his gaffer at Wolves would have been too pleased if that had been in the Wolves meeting either, but they have.
No.
So.
Have we got some comments coming up? Good evening to all the members of Broomsticks. Can we keep that still, please? And Methanol. Oh, it's disappeared. So we can't say good evening to all the... okay. If you keep it still, I will. Right. But it's all blah, 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 blah. Well, I'll let you sort it out. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, start from there.
Okay. Hello from Richard Martin from Payton Preston. It's a shame with Woffy. What do you think about the SGB practice times, as Woffy did not get a chance to ride? Well, only in Speedway.
It's baffling, really, that Poland have got that much power that they can stop riders from riding in the
SGP. Yeah.
So I think the qualifying thing is a decent idea, but I just think it needs looking at, to be honest. That's like having the qualifying in the British Grand Prix and Lewis Hamilton isn't allowed to.
Well, I can see both sides of the story. Yeah. If you've got a match on that evening and you've paid lots of money for your Grand Prix star, and then to say what you can't have him, that's not good business either.
It is. Well, it is. Yeah. So
there needs to be. But then again, the speedways are not on every. The Grand Prix aren't on every weekend. So is it too difficult to compile a fixture where they're not racing on a Friday?
Well, it's not as if it was. It's not as if it's an idea that was thrown in at the last minute. I think it was announced around end of December, wasn't it? I think so.
But it does feel unfair. He felt it disadvantaged him. But although you have to say, you see, it's different, isn't it? Because you've had riders in the past saying, well, I don't bother going to the practice because, the track's always different and it doesn't do you any good.
Yeah.
But I think now that they can see I've made this change and I've got that much extra speed because my lap's that much faster, I think maybe it does give them a bit of a...
well, Ty Woffington didn't ride in either of the practice sessions, did he? And didn't do so well in the meeting. So,
but there were other riders that didn't and did better. So it's a difficult one, but it's not joined up. I think is what we can say. Lawrence Rogers Terra had clutch problems and had not seen his UK bikes since last October.
That was what I thought, to be honest, really. So just
this seemed slow out the gate, didn't it?
Yeah.
It did seem not to bite.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, as we say, it's a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to Leicester tomorrow, but
so I'm just watching the maintenance man here. So
yes, I know. There's a lot going on in this studio at the moment, and I think Webby's getting ready to hang himself. Actually, if
you're looking for your drill, it's over here, by the way.
Yeah. Lawrence Rogers says we can't hear you. Okay, okay, right, okay. There we go. Somebody said something about should have kept Scott Nichols for Wolverhampton. I sort of just saw it as he whizzed past it there.
Nah,
fair enough.
I think the problem really with Scott would have been if he'd have stayed in the team, he would have ended up being number one. And unfortunately for Scott, he's not number one anymore. And I think they were keen to get the 1 to 7 from they were going with at the start of the season back on the track. So I think that was always the idea, really. But of course, it's not been great so far because we've lost the last 4 meetings. But hey ho.
Yeah, I mean, you started off okay, and then
we've got the full team out.
And that's what's happened with Swindon a little bit as well. I mean, we was talking at the beginning of the season that was going well.
Well, the first couple of weeks of the season, I thought Swindon looked the outstanding team, and lo and behold, the next time I looked at the league table, they were bottom. So
not sure who is the outstanding team at the moment, really.
Well, I think at the moment you've got to say Bellevue.
Mm-hmm.
Ipswich obviously,
but they've had some close scores.
Yeah, they have. I mean, it was a cracking meeting at Bellevue the other week against Ipswich, and Ipswich more than deserved the point they got. So,
hello from Richard Martin from Payton Preston. It's a shame about. We've done that one. I do beg your pardon. Paul PVL Racing. The ref could only see what we saw from the bar. So, from the bar, what did that look like then? Whose fault did that look like? Would be interesting.
Well, I was at the far end, and I say first glance I thought Nathan Stoneman just ran into him, but
it looked like that from me. But as I say, after having a conversation with other people on the track, I changed my opinion. David Dell says I wouldn't want to see someone come off a bike with no gloves on.
That's very true, actually. If the referee allowed him to race with no gloves on, something like that had happened, it would have been all sorts of stuff.
Anthony Bailey, I don't think it's picky. Rider safety is paramount. I don't think anybody can really disagree. Duncan Pemberton says practice times are a waste of time. Why do you have that opinion? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I haven't made up my mind.
The one thing about the transponders that I do like is that it gives the sort of distances between the rides at the end of races. I like that. That's a good thing to. I've thought, why they haven't been able to do that in years before. So, but
I think it's the way forward, isn't it? I think it's definitely a way forward. I need to change the subject because I've just remembered something.
What's that?
How brilliant Speedway fans are, and how stupid I am, and what a bad memory I've got.
Well, we already know that. So.
On Wednesday, during the meeting, this guy came up, and I'm really sorry, I can't remember his name now. I've got a card, and I forgot to bring it. And in the bag that he gave me were 3 boxes with the name Matt, GA, and Webby written on.
Yep.
Inside each of these boxes was a cup with the Speedway Tavern
right.
emblem emblazoned on it. Isn't that brilliant? And I forgot to bring them, so I'll bring them next week.
You haven't dropped them, have you? So.
Yeah, isn't that absolutely brilliant?
That's lovely.
And I said, and I thought, well, there's our prizes for the mini league thing that we're doing.
Yeah.
So
can I just test my mic by saying hello?
Did everybody hear Webby? And do you want us to turn him down? I think that's
scream if you did. So.
Yeah. So isn't that brilliant?
That's fantastic. Lovely.
And I was going to give him a shout out and everything, and I forgot who it was, and I'm really sorry I forgot to bring it. I blame Alton Towers because that's where I was yesterday. So we have our prizes set for the little league thing that we're doing. So are we going to be doing the draw this week?
Sure.
So shall we do the draw now, and then we'll do...
Just 5 minutes and I'll get on to that, yeah.
Okay. Right, okay.
Isle of Wight is on tonight, currently Isle of Wight 35, Plymouth 37.
He must be dry down there, I think, so...
That's a close match, isn't it? I mean, Isle of Wight have been doing okay for the Isle of Wight this year. A very different track to Plymouth.
It's a bit smaller, isn't it, Plymouth? So.
Yeah, but they're doing okay. They're doing okay. So 35-37, that's a cracking match. David Dale says, have you got Johnny Giles, Chris? Somebody might have to explain that one to me.
Giles, that sounds like something else.
Okay. Sorry guys, but any debate starting with I was watching from the bar ends the debate.
Yes. That's a fair point, actually.
Yes, well, I was in the bar as well, and Stoney had nowhere to go. Okay. Sorry, late signing on. Just done my lamb dinner.
Sorry, late signing on. Just done my lamb dinner.
I do wish people would put punctuation in these things.
God, you posh people.
Okay. Hi, Robbo. Not knocked any lampposts over lately, have we? I'm guessing that means something to somebody. We was talking about Birmingham versus Sheffield, cracking match last week, decider, and Ashley Morris, the match winner without a shadow of a doubt. But a great fight back. We were 6 points behind for most of that match.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Sheffield probably haven't started the season as well. I'm saying that they're still second in the league, but and they've been a bit iffy at home, but not as any results away from home, have they? So, they looked like for most of the meeting they were going to, I mean, they've come away with a point, but I think they'll be disappointed not to have won that in the end. From
the position that they was in, I mean, Sheffield would probably point to a few incidents and say they had some bad luck, but I think Birmingham could do the same. That I think the start of the match wasn't best for us, and there were exclusions, as we've already discussed, that perhaps shouldn't have been. And Ashley Morris being excluded, that would probably have been a win for him on the form that he was showing.
Oh yeah,
he certainly wouldn't have come last anyway. I think on another day Sheffield would win it, and on another day Birmingham would win it. It was that close. So it would have been interesting to see how we did against Leicester. I think we would possibly. Let's put it this way: I'm glad I didn't have to predict that one on the. On our predictions today. Talking of which, we're going to go, just so people, if they want to have a look at the fixtures coming up and get their predictions ready for next week, we're going to do the Premiership this week. And will it be a Premiership for much longer? Not if Matt Ford has his way.
Interesting. A couple of weeks ago, Matt Ford sort of now leaning towards the possibility of the one big league again. I think looking at Eastbourne's crowds since they've moved up into the second tier, they've obviously done well with the crowds. Admittedly, Ipswich have done well with their crowds since they moved into the top league.
33-33 now on the island after 11 heats.
Well, it's gone backwards then. It was 35-37 a minute ago.
Don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. We Back to the Future. Anybody? Yeah. Was amazed with Sunday at Mildenhall. Couldn't go because in hospital for an op, and half the riders decided they should join me.
Yeah, Mildenhall obviously, was it 3 riders they ended up losing?
They lost 3 riders. 3 riders withdrawn, and Cradley
took advantage.
Well, you wouldn't you? It just strange things happen in that match, don't they? Mildenhall versus Cradley. There's always something going on.
Yeah, there's not a very brilliant relationship, I don't think, between the both sets of fans. To be honest,
no, I don't think so. I don't imagine that scoreline went down very well. I can imagine Cradley fans crowing it and Mildenhall fans not being happy with that.
Yeah,
maybe somebody that was there could let us know. But from a Cradley point of view, you can only beat what's in front of you. You've got to take advantage of it. Yep.
How you can get into the draw? It's quite easy. Share the stream, and we know whether you share the stream because a little thing comes above your name and it says share it.
Yeah. And then we'll put you in the
and we'll
pot,
put you in the draw.
And the winner gets a lovely T-shirt.
Yep.
And we promise you that Webby hasn't worn it.
Or wash the car with it. So.
Lawrence Rogers says, think you missed about...
sorry.
It's disappeared now, sorry.
Hang on.
There we go. Think you missed about Ash with rolling averages to reserve with Paco on 6.12 in the main body. Ash going into reserve. Wow. Oh, that's nice.
On the form we showed last week, that's going to be a real...
Well, I did miss that. Rub my hands together in glee for that one. That would be brilliant. Anyone watch the semi-final of GP Challenge or even GP Challenge from Germany? What a little one-line track. No wonder Martin Smolinski won it. I imagine it's all round the inside then, because he's pretty good at that. Oh, he's come round with this cup.
Here we go.
It's the maintenance man.
He looks like he's about to go to Fantasy, doesn't he?
Here we go.
Here we go. Who have we got?
Stephen Bradford.
Yep. Well done, Stephen Bradford. Get in touch with us via your usual way of getting in touch with us. Provide us with an address and we will send that off to you post-haste. Well, say post-haste when you think about it usually, isn't it?
Yeah. Usually when I can be asked.
Right. I'm just looking at the table. Yeah, we're doing fine.
Yeah.
There's been a debate around about track conditions at some stadiums this season. Do you think it's down to track design why riders struggle, or do you think the track curators aren't experienced enough like in the past? Or could it even be promoters cutting costs by buying cheap materials for the track? What are your thoughts?
Well, I know Nikolai Clint's been very critical of a lot of tracks in the UK on Twitter over the last 4 or 5 weeks.
What's his criticism been?
That they're not safe.
Because?
Too much material on the tracks.
Too much material?
Yeah. I think that was the gist of it, so of what he put. I'll see if I can find it actually. So.
Okay. I haven't been to too many away tracks this season. Somerset would seem to be fine. I don't think you can call Birmingham dangerous. You can call it
slick sometimes.
Slick.
It has been slick. There's no doubt about that. It's getting better. It's getting better.
As far as the curators, I was talking about this to somebody the other day actually, that a lot of the curators are getting on in years now. There doesn't seem to be the new people or the apprentices coming through to
that's something that I thought about the other week that I was a bit concerned about. You look around a lot of the tracks, there's a lot of them sort of coming sort of 60s 70s, and you wonder where the next generations come from. I mean, obviously the master really was of course Doc Bridget, but he's obviously now retired.
Yeah. You've just signed sacked your track man, haven't you? Did I get that right at Wolverhampton?
Well, there's rumours.
Right.
I can't really comment on that because I haven't been seeing anything else other than that. So,
but I had heard, yeah.
This is Nikolai Clint on the 1st of June. Unfit track. When do referees put their foot down and say we're not riding instead of letting riders go out and injure themselves and then calling off the meeting?
That's an interesting one, isn't it? I think I've seen something about a rider got injured.
It was Hans Anderson. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Hans Anderson. Yeah, and he had similar remarks to make about riders should have more of a say. It's a problem, isn't it? Because
and also on the 28th of May regarding tracks in England or anywhere, because it's a problem in other countries too. People need to realise that if you want dirt to bind, you need clay. You can't just throw dirt down or granite and whatever and expect it to hold together. You cannot pack sand.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I don't know where these meetings are. To be honest, I'd have to look at the dates, obviously.
Well, I mean, we have been aware of a shortage of decent shale in this country. I don't know whether that's the same in some of the other countries, and that one of the things that's been a problem has been binding the material together. And I think it's a fair comment. I mean, I work on the track at Birmingham, and the track's been getting better, but it does feel, for want of a better word, looser than I've seen before. But then again, I know that they've had trouble with that.
I haven't been out on the track this year, so I mean,
I know that they've had problems with that. And what they've decided to do is to add it slowly, bit by bit, so that there's no adverse reaction. So it might just be totally down to that. I think that this weather today is going to do the track a world of good.
Oh yeah, without doubt, it would have been naturally watered, wouldn't it? So
it's going to get down into the base, so that will help. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs. Maybe Lawrence Rogers can say a little bit if he has any inside info on that. Mark Robinson says the track at Mildenhall was shocking. Okay, I've not seen any reports that it was.
I've never been to Mildenhall, so I mean,
have you not?
No, never been there.
It's an interesting place.
Yeah,
you need to go. Okay, Alan Atherton's been said the quarry has run out and clay is not being used. Yeah, when we've heard all of these rumours, but we've not. Until somebody actually says they are rumours, aren't they? Margaret Wolverson, great name for a Wolves supporter.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Wolves track's not so good this season.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, in what way?
Too slick,
right?
I think again. For me,
Seems to be
it was definitely far too slick against Bellevue the other week.
Right,
it was just one line round it around. I mean, generally now the racing at Wolves is on the inside line. There's not really much of an outside line, but it was really
right.
Real slick out.
So it sounds like it's a problem, and that they need to.
Yeah, if you need to give riders the material to work with. So you can't just give them a road basically. So.
And Paul PVL Racing says if they want some clay, come and dig my back garden. It's all bloody clay. Bitter, not much. Tarmac the lat and fit gearboxes like Japan, says Paul Wood.
Imagine that, a tarmac track.
It wouldn't be Speedway though, would it?
Borsley Green's tarmac now, isn't it? The old track at Borsley. So.
Yeah. Craig Smith says, I'm presuming clay is quite expensive for the promoters to source, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't have the answers to any of these things. I think it has been noticeable that there's a lot of reports and Wolves have said it. We've had that at Birmingham, slicker tracks than we used to, but I know the work's going in at Birmingham and it's getting better. We've
they are sort of gradually putting more and more on, aren't they?
Yeah. So I just don't know what the answer. I don't know what the problem is. You need to know what the problem is before you can find the answer, I guess. Right, shall we have a look? I've been waiting to do this, so I want to see how we're getting on with the league table. So we did predictions, including some of you guys, on the championship last week.
Okay.
I think, I can't remember somebody got it spot on with a 2-point win, didn't they? For the Birmingham-Sheffield match.
Well, Tomo got the Birmingham-Sheffield match spot on. He went 46-44 to Birmingham, so well done, Tomo. Paul PVL Racing got the matches. Got one match right as well. That was the match on Sunday between Sheffield and Leicester. He went 46-44.
Okay.
And Kevin Long, Webby, and some bloke called GA also got the Sheffield and Leicester result right as well, 46-44. So absolutely. So we'll have a look at the scores. So it's a 3-way tie at the moment between GA, Webby, and Paul PVL Racing on 4.
Did you say Webby?
Yep.
He knows nothing about speed.
Well, he did copy. I think he copied most of your answers, didn't he? To be fair, that's possibly why. So, Kevin Long, David Twine, Alan Atherton, and Tomo all on 3. Then you got me, and Jeff Daniels, and Duncan Pemberton on 2. Peter Sparks and Ben Clifton 1.
Okay.
So now, I'm in mid-table mediocrity by the looks of it. It's like my club.
Just where the Wolf supporters should be, of course. So, what we should say is that just because you didn't join in last week doesn't mean that you can't join in this week, because the nature of the beast means that you can pull up. I mean, I shall probably get nothing this week. I'm surprised I got any last week, if I'm honest. So yeah, just everybody joining, and what's going on here? There's all sorts of things popping up on my screen. Let's just ignore it. So shall we crack on with the predictions for next week?
We can do, yep.
So obviously, the first thing that we can say is that I know what the result of Birmingham versus Leicester is.
0-0.
0-0, because it's been rained off.
So we're going to do the Premiership this week, aren't we?
We're doing the Premiership, yeah. And also after we finish that, we're going to have a little chat about social media and its usefulness for promotion.
Yeah. It can be.
Well, yeah, I've got a little bit of bee in my bonnet.
Right. Okay, so the first one is tomorrow. Bellevue against Peterborough.
Bellevue versus Peterborough.
It's an interesting one, because Peterborough's forms picked up a little bit recently, isn't it?
They have, haven't they? And did they not come close at Bellevue not too long ago? So I think it's only fair for Webby to start. Yeah, so he can't copy me. Bellevue versus Peterborough. Just give me the gap.
4 points.
4 points.
Okay.
2.
Bellevue.
Okay.
I've got to write these down, actually.
Bellevue have had a few injury problems. Or am I thinking Colts? I'm going to go 6-point win to Bellevue. And you're going to go?
I'm going to go for 10-point win to Bellevue.
10-point win. 4-6. So, guys, put your...
What did Webby go for again? 4, was it?
4-point win, yeah. Guys, put your predictions up on the various sources, and we will collate them the league.
Okay.
Okay, next match.
Next match is... So I'm struggling here because I haven't got my laptop with me. I want to do it on my phone. Next one is Ipswich against Swindon.
Ipswich against
That's also
Swindon.
on Thursday.
Okay, I guess I better go first with this one, and I'm going to say, do you know what, I'm a draw. I'm going to stick my neck out on
Okay.
Even though Swindon haven't got this feeling about us, so I'll say draw.
I've gone Ipswich to win by 6.
And Webby? Ipswich versus Swindon. He's not listening.
6 points.
To Ipswich.
Ipswich.
Copying you this week.
I didn't even know that.
Are we including the Premiership Supporters' Cup as well?
Yes, let's do all the Premiership.
Okay, then, so the next one is also on Thursday, and that's Poole against Kings Lynn.
Is that the Supporters' Cup?
Yes.
So we're just going to go with that leg, we're not going to go with... So, that's up to you to go.
I'm going to go for a Kings Lynn win.
By
2.
That's at Poole.
That's at Poole,
That's at Poole.
Can I just say, Jeff Daniels has gone for Poole 45, Lynn 45.
A draw, interesting. Okay, you'll go?
I'll go for 4 points.
2.
Who are they again?
Poole versus Kings.
Poole.
You've got the information in front of you.
I'm going for Poole.
Okay.
Yeah, Poole for them.
Points.
And
I was going to go 4 points as well, but I mean, I know he is the guru.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go 2-point win to Poole.
No, it's going to be 4.
Okay.
He sounds.
Yeah, I will pick the people obviously putting theirs on.
Yeah, we will pick those up. Don't worry.
These up as soon as I get a chance. All right. So next one is on Monday in the Premiership. Kings Lynn against Ipswich. Local derby.
That's going to be a tasty. Over to you, Webby. You're first up.
Can you say Alan Atherton says Supporters' Cup isn't 2 legs, it's a league?
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
So what was the
There's
next
still
match?
one match though, isn't it?
Still one
So,
match, yeah.
What was the next match? Swindon.
Kings Lynn
Ipswich.
against
So Kings
Ipswich.
Lynn versus Ipswich.
Kings Lynn versus Ipswich. We've done that one.
No. Yes, Kings Lynn
Okay.
versus Ipswich, yeah.
I'll go Kings Lynn.
By
2.
I'm going to go 6-point win for King.
Well,
It's
I'm
quite an interesting one Ipswich have been doing.
So you've gone Ipswich 6.
No, I've gone Kings Lynn.
Okay, I've gone. What am I going to go for on that one? I'll go draw on that one.
I think I'd like to go and see that. That might be quite tasty.
Okay.
Do we have more?
Yeah, there's 2 more.
Okay.
This is the BC match, I think. Poole against Wolves.
Poole against Wolves. It's up to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
10.
That's going to be okay. So yeah, I'm going to say 12-point to Poole.
Did you go? What did you go with?
10.
2 Poole, take it.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. What a stupid question that was, man.
With Ashley Norris to get a maximum.
Yeah. Well, I don't fancy Wolves to win any away matches, to be honest, at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to reluctantly I'm going to go Poole by 10.
Looking at predictions, Poole are pretty much favourites for that
Yes.
one.
Yeah. Can't.
52-30, eh?
Some of these are quite optimistic, I think. Actually, looking at them, so.
Chris Vincent says Poole 12. By 12, but I thought that was the score.
Yeah, Poole get 12. It's 15 races.
No,
I think
no. That's what I was
There's a few
thinking.
injured failures there, isn't there?
Oh dear,
And there is one more,
Okay.
and that is Swindon against Bellevue. That'll be an interesting one.
Swindon against Bellevue.
Well, my turn to go first on that one.
I think it is, yeah.
I'm going to go Swindon by 2.
Swindon by 2. This is Swindon at home, I thought.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Swindon, Bellevue.
I'll go Bellevue.
By
4.
Okay, I'm going to go in the middle and say a draw. Jeff Daniel says Swindon 43, Aces 47.
Yeah,
Got 41-47 to for Ipswich at Kings Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Brilliant. So we will collate all these.
I will collect all those, yeah. I'm sort of, I haven't got my laptop today, so I'm sort of having to put them on
And
the
I
phone.
will bring the mugs in next week so that you can. Well, we are the mugs.
Well, there's 3 mugs already here, isn't there? So.
You said it.
I meant it. Right, so have we got time? Yeah, we just about got time to talk about social media and sharing. Now, I think that social media is potentially a wonderful advertising tool for speedway clubs anywhere, really, but it's free advertising, essentially.
Yeah.
My issue with the whole thing, and I'm obviously looking from a Birmingham perspective because that's the perspective I know, but I don't know whether this is an issue at other clubs. I don't know, so let me know. So you've got a situation where Birmingham are working quite hard on Twitter and on Facebook and the other Instagram. I've seen them on. I mean, there's always posts coming up. But how many people get hold of those posts and share them and retweet them, repost them, whatever it is for each? How many people actually do that? Because if you don't, it doesn't do anything.
No, that's
it needs
right.
people to share it, so that then it becomes an exponential thing. Because
Birmingham on social media, I think, are very good. To be honest, I mean, for me, probably the best club for social media at the moment, I would say, is Bellevue.
Right.
I mean, they tweeted a fantastic video, which I think Webby showed in the build up to the show.
Right.
Sort of giving a background on all their world champions.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's great. Yeah.
Okay, I missed that.
Which was pretty.
I'll have to check
good,
that out.
Yeah. So.
So, are you talking regarding clubs?
So
more than supporters themselves.
Yeah, well,
retweeting
I think that the supporters have a big part, and a bigger part than they realise in making sure that this stuff that's being produced, and on the Birmingham site it's quite professionally produced, I think now.
Yeah.
It's done really well, and there's the odd video and so on. Gets out there, because all the club can do is put it on their feed.
Yeah.
That's it. They've done their job. They can't do anything else. If we don't share it, if we don't retweet it, if we don't comment, if we do, depending what the platform you're on, whatever it is that you can do with that, it just sits there and doesn't go anywhere. Whereas if let's talk about Twitter, you retweet that, and all of a sudden everybody on your timeline, everybody that you're following and is following you, gets to see that.
Yeah.
And then if just 3 or 4 of those then retweet it, all of a sudden all of that, and all of a sudden the whole thing, it's an exponential, and so many people get to see it, and that helps to encourage, particularly when we see lots of things when they're talking about kids in for a quid, and it's this meeting, is it really going to be exciting, etc., etc. Or there's face painting for the kids, there's this, there's that, the other, all of those things that they're promoting. If we don't push them ourselves as supporters, they just sit there and don't go anywhere. So I don't know how. We've done a little poll on the Birmingham forum, and we've got a few people said we tweet them, and a couple of people that have been honest enough to say no, don't bother, and a few people that have gone, don't know how to do it, which is fair comment. So I wonder whether one of the things that the clubs, or that, again talking about Birmingham, could do is to produce a little something on the website, a little video or something on the website to A, say, please share this stuff, it's important, and B, this is how you do it, for those that don't,
Duncan says Glasgow beats everyone on a promotion front, and Isle of Wight second, and Craig seconds that by saying Glasgow seem to do a good job as well.
Glasgow very good as well. Bellevue, Glasgow, Isle of Wight.
Alan says Glasgow as well. So.
I guess my point is particularly in the social media side of things, it doesn't matter how good or bad a job a club does if we don't play our part in sharing that. And I don't think
we're sort of like co-promoters, aren't we? In that sense, we have to sort of get out there and do it ourselves.
Mark says it's a cop out for promoters not to spend money, but I don't really agree with that, because it's pretty doing a promo on Facebook and. It's pennies.
Yeah. Well, we can on this radio program we can point to how much power Facebook has, because we know that the minute we started putting stuff on Facebook, our audience tripled.
Of course,
easily, it tripled.
Yeah.
And we was getting pretty good audiences before, but the minute we I mean, there's a story behind that, isn't there? Because we was looking at joining a television station, a local television station,
and we pulled out.
Because we just thought they was trying to change what we was doing, which we didn't really want. They wanted to pre-record it as well, which lost that whole element of people joining in.
They didn't want the format that we had, really.
They didn't. They wanted to. So, well, if you don't want our format, do your own.
We're already finished slagging them off. Can we get back to the point?
Well, it wasn't slagging them off as such. It was
it just wasn't for us.
It just wasn't for us. They wanted to do something different to what we wanted to do, which is fair enough. But we just thought we could do it better as well. At the end of the day, didn't we?
Yeah, and I think it was a good decision, basically. Yeah.
So, it's not a cop-out. There is power in these. I mean, I do think that there are other forms of advertising that they should be looked at. I mean, Birmingham are very lucky because we get a lot of press, the local press. I think Wolverhampton do as well, don't they?
Yeah, Wolverhampton have got a good relationship with the Express and Star.
And we do well with the Evening Mail. And obviously Radio WM.
Both BBC WM have always been a very good supporter of Speedway, haven't they? So.
Craig says Bellevue could do better. We have lots of billboards near the stadium. Why can't we advertise them, even advertising on backs of buses?
Do you know what? I've seen a lot of Bellevue fans over the last few years say that they've got this wonderful stadium, fantastic racetrack, and yet a lot of them say they still see people in and around Manchester who say, we didn't know it's still run.
Yeah, well, we had that. We had that in Birmingham. We get that in Birmingham a lot.
We have that in people in Perry Bar saying, is it still going?
I don't know how cost-effective billboards are. I think it's a case of if you do that, you've got to have quite a blanket coverage to make it worthwhile, and that costs a lot of money. It's not cheap. I mean, obviously the best place is television, but again, it's not cheap.
That's right.
But you can produce promos. You can do little videos and promos, and anything that you can do on the television can be done on social media. But it's just a fact of social media, the way it works, that we need to play our part in that.
Absolutely.
So I don't know how.
I think clubs are cottoning on more to the power that social media. I think a lot of them. There was a time when I think a lot of these clubs just saw social media as being a nuisance, to be honest, because they just saw it as people just using it as hiding so that they could.
And I think they have cottoned onto the power of it. But what I think they could possibly do, I don't know. Maybe people will disagree with me. Is actually say to the fan base, tell them this is what we need you to do. This is why we need you to do it. Can you help us? Because I'm not sure people understand that, or a lot of people that don't understand. They read the tweet and think, "Oh, that's really good," and then move on to the next one.
Yeah.
I'm not the best person in the world. Webby will tell you this. I'm not the best person on Twitter and on Facebook and on Instagram. I don't really understand it, but I share, I retweet. Whenever I see anything that the Birmingham Speedway put, I try and share and try and retweet it as quickly as I possibly can.
Yeah,
it takes seconds.
Yeah, it does. Alan says that's what's wrong with the Sports Club and Twitter and the hashtag and retweets. It wasn't explained properly, but look at the average age of the people running the sport. Yeah, and that's true.
Well, yeah, we have to work with what you got, and that's you can't. Our supporters group here at Ipswich are working beside the club in promoting the club. In about 3 months, we have nearly 500 members of the Broomsticks and Methanol Ipswich supporters group. You may have heard of us. I have indeed heard of you.
Yeah.
That might be something that our club could look at, how that's working.
Mark Robinson wasn't aware of all our guests gone. Well, we did have one lined up, but...
Yeah, we did, yeah. I mean, well... Yeah, we were supposed to be talking. That was my fault. We were supposed to be talking to Will Pottinger, but you are our guests as well, and this is what we're trying to promote on the show at the moment is
by the fans,
for the fans. Yeah, exactly right. So, but we will be getting guests. But who would you like as a guest? Tell us who you like, and we'll try who you'd like to have on at the show, and we will try. I'm not making any promises, but we will certainly try to get them on. There you go.
Yeah.
Right, well, supporters clubs are the way forward to support the clubs. Used to be, well, sort of the way backwards, really, isn't it? Because supporters club used to be massive in Speedway, even back in the 70s and 80s.
To me, I don't know. Not all clubs have got supporters clubs now, really. I don't think Wolves haven't got a supporters club, so
haven't they?
No, they haven't.
Wolves haven't had one for about 10 years.
You need somebody to run it, don't you, and be prepared to do that.
And what was the reason it stopped? Or?
Well, they're falling out with the promotion.
I do vaguely remember. Yeah.
Yes,
I do vaguely remember. Yeah.
That seems to be not uncommon.
No, that's the problem. So, it was about 10 years ago, I think, and it just something that was put on a website that I don't think there was promotion liked, and I think it all spoiled from there, unfortunately. So, but it's a shame because I mean the Birmingham Sports Club, they do a lot of work with the riders and raising funds, don't they, and things like that.
Yeah. They've done for a long time, haven't they? Yeah. Alan says, would you like Adrian Smith, the CEO of Bellevue? Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes.
If you could ask him that, and then give us his number.
Yeah.
We would. Absolutely love anybody to do with Speedway. We will. We're tarts, basically. We'll talk to anybody.
Apparently we've got some new Birmingham billboards and banners.
We have got some. Yeah, yes. I saw those last week. Looking very smart and very exciting.
Well, the ones that were on there before were a bit.
Second
hand, I think, weren't they? So and they'd seen a lot of rain, and
and wind, and and shale and dog poo.
Well, what do you got? Let's not go too far.
Yeah, okay. I have nothing but good to say about the efforts put in by Birmingham, particularly on the social media side of things. I just think that we need more people to be sharing them and sending them out, and it just takes a second. So, and I guess that's probably the same for all clubs.
Yeah.
I guess. So I don't know what Wolverhampton's social media service is.
It's like. Improving. Right. It is improving, to be fair. It's been better on it this season than it has in previous years. So.
Do I hear the music about to start?
It is starting.
It is, yeah.
Okay, well. Where did the time go? So we'll look forward to seeing you all again next week, unless Webby's on holiday again. I think that's a no. So
he hasn't got anything lined up anyway. So,
and you never know. I'm making no promises. We might have Will Pottinger. I will try again with that one. And
Can I apologise for the microphone going kaput earlier on?
No. Okay. So, and if you can get us the telephone number for Adrian Smith, so obviously clear it with him first, and then if you can get the number to us, that
would just phone him up on the live on Tuesday.
So that would be fantastic. Thank you very much once again for your time. See you all next week, and please. I keep saying this, perhaps I should stop saying it.
No more
injuries.
Say no more rain.
No more rain, yes.
Good night.
Take care. Good night.